Hello. We're starting a little bit later today, so I'm going to rush right into it. Always looking for an excuse to skip an intro. Um, you guys remember what you did last time?
Nope.
We
There was a
talked.
whole interview.
We had the interview.
Yeah.
We talked.
You guys didn't mess it up
Yep.
Somehow.
Somehow we
Yeah.
did
that you're aware of.
that we're aware
Jake,
of.
it thanks to my incredible acting skills and quick thinking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys did a good job about not lying too much. Generally you were honest.
I almost
didn't
never make a
lie.
lie of commission. So
We never lie. We just admitted some truths.
I also managed to interrogate the reporter and learned her name. White man.
Austin, what did you think about the possibility about the dinosaur races being fixed?
Oh
I
my
wonder
god,
who could have possibly sabotaged.
How the fuck did you get that?
yeah, that stuff happens sometimes. You just gotta
Yep.
deal with it.
You never know. Like that
And,
guy who won a bunch of races. He could have
And
been
honestly, there was not a single roll on there that I didn't want you guys to fail more. But you guys didn't. You guys did a good job. I always appreciate number one, not saying dumb things, and number two, having the rolls be in your favor. There was some additional news. You guys found out that the count of never mind, it's gone missing. You guys were not told his name last time, but you had since this was like a couple of days after the interview is when that news story broke. In it, you obviously can you get a picture of him, and you get his name. His name is Count Maze.
Count Maze? Count what?
Maze.
Maze.
Like corn.
Maze.
Like the corn.
Yeah. And he is what appears to be a drow simic hybrid from his picture. He looks fairly standard in terms of how standard a simic hybrid can look. General fish features, but nothing that particularly stands out. He looks pretty regal in the portrait that's on the newspaper, but those are always you're drawn to look perfect. So it's that kind of picture that they put up for him. It's not like it's like a candid picture.
He looks perfectly regal in his missing person milk photo.
Exactly. That is exactly what's going on here. The person who comes in to give you guys a little bit more information is Charlemagne. Charlemagne comes in, your good old friendly baboon man. And he says,
Good old Charlie M in his house!
So he comes in and he says, all right, guys, we've got permission that to investigate this. Basically, all of the candidates are, number one, the prime suspects, while also being the ones who each believe they have a right to investigate this. So it's politically a landmine. In terms of everybody believes that they want to, put resources into finding out what happened, while simultaneously all blaming each other.
Politics, am I right?
Yes. And so because of this, they've decided to kind of just give you free reign in terms of if you wanted to do an investigation. But just note that, like they said, like, oh yeah, you're going to be able to go around and you won't be bothered, but you'll probably be watched. Is what Charlemagne says. And he says so because of this. your passes have been upgraded. You can now travel to Nevermire without needing to spend any money.
Nice.
Someday I'll get you guys on a fee. And so Charlemagne says, besides that, we really don't have a lot of information. You guys are probably just going to need to, do some groundwork and see what you can find.
All right, you can count on us, Charlemagne.
Mm-hmm.
Seems pretty interesting.
What's your theory, Charlemagne? Who do you think is responsible for this?
He says, assuming that he thinks for a little bit, it wasn't Bubbles. He says then it might have been, either one of the candidates. If for whatever reason, the Count wasn't willing to play ball with viscosity, then it was definitely viscosity. But we were all underneath the assumption that that was going as normal. So it could be one of the others. And then there's also the Union is known to be a little rough in some of their negotiations, and viscosity being king is kind of like a worst case scenario for them. So maybe they panicked and kidnapped him.
Interesting.
He says those are the most likely ones that I would say, but more than likely it could be anything else.
And who was the last group of people again? Sorry.
Huh?
Who were you saying the last group of people was? Who panicked?
The Union? It's literally like the miners' union, the workers.
The miners' union. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they negotiate working contracts. It's generally weighted more towards the Count in terms of they just have a habit of if the Union tries to strike, just firing everybody and going it out. It's been bad in the past, but recently it's been a little bit more stable. But if viscosity becomes king, most of the time when the Union wins, it's because someone from the Consortium comes in and helps them. Or in the past, it's been previous monarchs have kind of come in and settled negotiations. And so if viscosity was king, it's under the assumption that the Union would probably be banned.
Right.
Mm.
It definitely looks like someone who would destroy unions for no reason.
Definitely does have Union Buster vibes.
He has a reason. It'd make him a lot of money.
Well, yes. I mean, no good reason, rather.
Did the article have any information about when he was last seen or where he was last seen?
Roll me an investigation.
Okay.
And how hard can you investigate this article?
I'm pretty... Let's see if I saw anything in there with my -1. Oh, 16.
Nice. So it doesn't say it directly outright, but you're able to infer from a couple of the details that it seems like it happened late at night. Again, this is all underwater, so it wasn't necessarily in mines. So it's not necessarily it's it happening at night just means that he was supposed to be asleep is really what that kind of means. And less so, it happened during a specific part of the day. So that's one thing to keep note of. That his wife saw him, and that he said that he was going for a walk, and in the garden, and that he would be back shortly. And then he left for his walk, and he never came back.
Okay. Right,
so the exact time would have probably been around sometime on the clock in the evening because he was preparing to go to bed.
All right. So I feel like when we go down there, we need to definitely talk to his wife, because like that's the last recorded person seeing him. And then maybe if they have any gardeners working the night shift or anything, maybe they could have saw him go into the garden or anything like that. So maybe that's a good place to start. And who we question.
Oh, this is a wonderful murder mystery.
Well, no one's been murdered yet, allegedly.
A wonderful murder mystery.
I mean, I'm not gonna be surprised if we see a body.
It always ends with a body. It is how it is in this messed up world.
What the fuck have you been reading, Lulu?
A lot of crime novels to prepare
I heard you
myself.
really like this. I really heard you like this theory called like Francis Firebird about a young up and coming lawyer with spiky hair.
It's actually Thunderbird Wrong is my favorite.
Firebird, I'm done with you.
It's my favorite lawyer series.
All right, guys, this is unrelated, but I'm gonna need a quick highs or lows.
Once again,
Let's get a little down low.
Oh, let's get low.
You guys want lows?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a little down low today.
Yeah. Bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
Right. Apple bottom jeans.
Basil's currently at school.
Okay.
Yeah, he's taking classes.
Wait, Basil's not coming with us?
Yeah,
he can meet up later. He's just at school right now.
Okay, that's fine. I will text him and tell him to come meet us in Nevermire. And then he'll be like, what's Nevermire?
Wait, there's other places.
Lost.
There's other places.
I mean, he can ask his teacher. He's been to a couple of different places now.
This is
He's
true.
been on field trips?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can ask him.
That too. Oh, we can ask him what he's learned.
Basil's just.
I mean, the last time we talked about what he's learned, he gained like 5 spells.
Exactly. This time he'll gain like 17, and one of them will be Wish. And then he'll just wish on all the V-Coin in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but he never wishes for anything good.
No, it only makes that either benefit no one but himself, or horribly destructive. We're like a horrible monkey's paw situation for sure. Oh man. Yeah, that's fine. It sounds like a plan. I think our plan of action is pretty decent here. To go investigate we'll go depose the wife and the garden team and see what we can find.
All right. So, you guys travel down to the docks in Ormos, and your vessel is prepared for you as you board. They start to like push you off and go to look as if they're about to seal all of the hatches, and a person jumps from the dock and lands on your boat. Who you see before you is the younger of the Niles, one of the interviewers, the girl.
Oh.
Yes,
White
White.
Nile.
She shows up, like literally like jumping onto your boat. It kind of like shakes back and forth, and she says, "There's a story here, and this is my free ride." And like sits down.
Oh,
Blair goes over and
okay.
and waves to her. Hi, great to see you again, girl.
She looks up and she's got her notepad out, and she's like, "Did you guys do it?"
What? We just got here.
She says, "Oh yeah, returning to the scene of the crime."
Oh please, that's the oldest trick in the book.
She takes down some notes. She's like, "Yeah, I didn't think you guys pulled this off, to be honest."
I did not do it, but if I did, I'm gonna stop myself there.
She says, and so you guys are like kind of sealed in, and you're jetting through the tentacle towards the core, where you'll eventually be redirected back out into Nevermire. And she asks you, so who do you guys think did it?
I just got here.
We actually have no idea
It's
yet, but
my guess is a secret mistress. It always is.
She takes some notes. Do you have any evidence?
No.
It could have been the
It
butler.
looks like she crosses something out.
it's possible it could have been the miners' union people, since viscosity's been making waves down here. No pun intended. Hey, the pun was secretly intended the whole time.
Yeah.
Blair thinks to herself.
She says, well, I'm going to go do some investigation. She gives you all her contact information. She says, let me know if you find anything, and we can compare notes. I feel like we'll get a lot more out of this helping. I need a big story, and you guys need to save account.
All right, can do, White. Happy to help. I take and put her contact info in my sending slate.
Your simping is pathetic.
I'm not simping. I just have mad respect for her. A fellow woman on a mission, trying to make her way in the world. Reminds me of myself, honestly.
How are you vain while also simping at the same time?
It's called narcissism, anyway.
It's called mutual narcissism. That's a thing, right?
It's
No.
a mental health disorder.
So you guys are redirected. So to put it into kind of where you guys are, so the our giant octopus head kind of sits at the edge of a large trench. On one side, as you go down into the trench, is the entrance to Ormos. Ormos is actually one of the more like deep locations. On the other side of the trench, actually even a little bit higher than Ormos, is Nevermire. So they're both built into the walls, but they're on the opposite sides of each other. Whereas Ormos is a giant subterranean cavern. Nevermire is artificially made. And so as you all arrive, you see these giant glass domes built along the side of the wall, and the tentacle takes you into one of them, and you get out. And this is really kind of the first time that you've had like a really good view of like the ocean, despite the fact that you've been underneath it. Ormos, you're like in the bay, you don't really see it. When you're stuck in the core, you're surrounded by flesh. Whereas here, you're kind of in like the docks of this initial port town, and you can look out and look down, and it is just water.
Wet.
And if you look down, it gets darker and darker and darker, but you do see a little glowing red kind of coming from the deep. White comes over and says, if you look down there, you can see the glow from the deep.
Didn't you
The
leave
deep has
it?
forges. The name of it is the deep.
Oh, I'm starting to get a little squeamish.
Yeah.
Surrounded by nothing but water.
I hanged out in some near some geothermal vents. Some weird ass fish down there.
I put my hand on Cinna's shoulder.
If you turn around to the other side, you see stone houses built through layers and layers of carved rock, tunnels and ramps, some of them made of metal, some of them carved into the cliff face, and then entrances to what you can assume to be are buildings built into the stone that it may go further in, and in some cases, just actual caves and caverns. It looks like some of them might connect to some of the other spheres that you see off in the distance. They're built all along the side of this cliff face. As you were coming in, you could see some of them are connected by glass tunnels on the outside of the rock. You assume that the others are connected from the inside of the rock. Now let me move this over to here. This is probably a better picture for right now, I guess. And if I can get everybody to roll me a perception check.
Oh boy, perception.
I perceive thee.
Perceive!
I don't perceive thee.
Let me look at it with my
I-
glasses.
I see with my 19.
I see with my 9.
Can George have advantage because he doesn't have eyes?
Wouldn't that be disadvantage?
No. He's not
Yeah.
shocked by the mortal coils of our shitty eyes.
No, I still am.
God damn it.
Unless I
Um,
want
like
to
George,
use, unless
despite-
I very want to use my knowledge of past life to add a d6 to a menial roll.
I like to imagine, George, how are you able to breathe underwater? I'm sorry, are you able to see despite having eyes? Well, Lunu, cut to a different thing entirely.
we could
True.
always pull the Brook from One Piece. Don't ask.
Fucking,
I'm gonna make a joke about it and then move on.
fucking George's just like, what's wrong, Lulu? I can see just fine. Eels come out of his eyes.
A fly is moved in.
So, Connor, you're the only one that notices this. You do see, as you guys are walking through this initial entrance away from the point, you are almost immediately being followed. White kind of notices that you notice and points out even another group of them. It looks like there are two groups of people following you. One of the group looks to be made up mostly of dwarves. It looks like there's 2 to 3 dwarves following you. And then the other one is made up mostly of simic hybrids. It looks to be about the same amount. It doesn't seem like they're outwardly hostile, but if you wanted to know more, you'd have to do an insight check.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Are they?
I'm
No,
gonna roll.
you go.
I'll roll that insight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it's the number 19.
Wow.
So it looks like the dwarves are all from the Union, based off of the kind of stuff that they're wearing. You don't think that it's like fake. You think like, okay, there are 3 people from the Union that are following you, and then the other 3, the Simic hybrids, each look like they're from a different. Like they're not coordinated like the dwarves are. It seems like each of them represents a different thing. You're fairly certain one of them is like a local police force kind of person. That's the kind of you get, but you can't really tell what the other 2 are.
It looks like we are being followed.
Oh, for real?
By who?
It's union. It looks like it's his union people, but it is, how do I put it? Unsure if they are after us or if they're just doing their job as as
Some
puppets
stalking
to the
random travelers?
I mean, we're pretty famous. They probably know who we are.
We are. In some ways, that is a good thing. In other ways, it is a bad thing.
A very
Definitely
bad thing.
true. Well, why don't we go ahead and like try and talking to them? Like they're probably not going to do anything in broad daylight.
I don't
Or
cop. I don't talk to cops.
are the union members cops?
Wait, there's cops?
No, you would not describe them as cops.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to talk to the Simic Hybrid. That Simic Hybrid gives me the air of a thumb over a cop. I don't want to talk to him.
I feel like maybe would they strike more of the look of an criminal enforcer?
You'd have
Sort
to
of.
probably try and get closer if you wanted to see any more information about him. There are, like you said, the two others that might be from some other things as well.
Well, I personally want to talk to the union people, the dwarves.
Yeah, let's thought we can talk to the union people and ask why they are following us.
But here's the thing is that they're following you. Which means they're also trying to keep their distance. So
yeah,
as you move away, they move closer. If you move closer, they move away. What do you guys do?
Can I wave?
Lunu's like, I do not know if they want to hang out with us.
So you just want to find a place to like sit down and make it seem as if you're like, hey, come talk to us. You don't want to try and like outmaneuver them.
Yeah.
No, I just want to like sit down and talk to him. Yeah.
I feel like this is a bad idea. What if these are people pretending to be cops and they're just here to assassinate us?
Then I'm gonna like bash their head in.
What if they like kill us before we can do that?
No, if they're a cop,
I'm
they
not
have
gonna
to
die.
tell
They
us.
can't kill me.
That's not necessarily true. What if they're corrupt cops?
Oh yeah, all cops are corrupt cops.
I mean,
That's true.
true, but still. What if they're evil corrupt cops? And they're like the corrupt buddy cops.
White says
with each other.
White says at this point I think we should at minimum split up. I'm gonna go this direction. I'll let you know if I find anything.
All right. Talk to you later.
When she leaves, you notice that one of the Simic hybrids follows her, but the remaining two and the Union people don't.
Blair, just go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make sure she doesn't get kidnapped or murdered.
So are you gonna like intercept that last Simic hybrid that's following her?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me first a stealth check.
God. Oh, that's actually decent.
And let me see here. What makes the most sense? And then roll me a sleight of hand or an intimidation or an athletics, depending on what you do to this guy in order to like get in front of him. This is kind of like you're basically cutting him off in an alley that he was like trying to cut around. So are you going in like you're just gonna overtake him with your athletics? Are you gonna like intimidate him, like go against the wall, or are you gonna sleight of hand just like suddenly be in his way and he didn't see you coming?
Well, technically, sleight of hand would make the most sense here, but
All right.
I have a higher intimidation.
Hey, it's up to you.
But also if I intimidate him, I could get information out of him, so I'll make that. Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah, so you kind of corner him. The guy kind of like backs up. He's like, whoa. I mean, no
Whoa.
harm.
Why are you following us?
Says I wasn't following you. I was following her.
Yeah, she's with us. Why are you following her?
He says, well, I mean, she's going off over there. I didn't think she was with you.
Because you guys are following us like creeps. What's up?
Look,
You got a problem with this?
Blue told me that she was probably going to do something like this and to wait at the port. And if she showed up, just follow her, make sure she doesn't get in trouble.
Blue?
Yeah, Blue Nile.
Oh, that's what his name was.
No. That's it's
Uncle.
Uncle. Yeah.
No, I know. That's what his name was.
Uncle. I thought it was Dad for a moment. Might be.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't really actually look anything alike. So,
Oh, they don't?
no.
Interesting. What did they expect her to like blow up the place or something?
He says, I mean, that is definitely not the worst case scenario. So yes, I'll put that on the list of things that I'm supposed to watch out for.
What's
He's still got his hands up. He's like pretty terrified.
what's the worst case scenario? An international incident?
He says that or she ends up dead.
I guess that one's a bit more obvious.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean international incident? Like,
He says, look, there's a lot of stuff going on around here right now. People are tense. I mean, I recognize you guys. You guys were involved in that whole skyship takedown. Things have been real tense since then, and pretty much everywhere. And now a count goes missing. You know, White's going in here not knowing what she's getting herself involved into.
Well, I mean, what's ironic is that she'd be a lot safer with us, but because you guys are following us, she's now not with us. So you have made her less safe.
He says, look, just let me go. I'll keep an eye on her, and if anything happens, I'll let you guys know. Because more than likely, she probably won't call you anyway. He like gives out his spending slate. He says, "My name's Delta. Okay, I also work for the newspaper."
Dang, Delta, that's a cool ass name. Alright, fine. Wait, I'm gonna insight him to see if he looks like he is telling the truth, just in case. Just in the justest of any cases.
Yeah.
And I got a real roll.
You get the feeling that he's definitely not like hostile towards her. That he's being truthful about wanting here to be like for protection and stuff. But you get the feeling that it's a little bit more personal than what he's been laying on. That it, you know, like Blue sending him over was probably like it wasn't like a lie, but he wanted to come either way. It wasn't just because he was ordered, and you don't know why.
I may not know why, but I can infer. How old does this guy look in relation to White?
About the same.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They're both young, early 20s.
Yep. I think I know where this is going. I immediately get a really stupid smile on my face, and make him feel even more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think I pick up what you're putting down. You better go after her though. She is far away from us right now.
Blair, mid talking, mid crying, just make her feel like the most special woman in the world.
I'm giving away my own daughter. I will have to do that for how long does it take for a dragon to reach adolescence?
You might die before then.
Not with that attitude.
It is like 100 years.
I might never have to do it.
Because I'll be dead.
I could possibly be dead. How long did Triton live?
Around
I don't
here.
know, like 100 years.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'll inject myself with dragon's blood to make myself immortal or live longer or something. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Yeah, just take blood from your son. It's fine. That's a normal parent behavior.
I mean,
I mean,
unironic.
if he consents to it.
Actually, yeah.
In
Very
before the
Yeah,
British
it's-
royal family.
Yeah, it's normal family behavior if your mother Gothel or some shit like that.
Well, no, because people get blood transfusions from their kids all the time because they have the same blood type and organs and shit.
That's
Oh no. I can't hear Austin. Anyone else can hear me? Hello?
Botox.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I don't expire. It's a bit
Austin,
different than that.
Hey,